Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. The following video consists of what were originally a single area private comparison test that I ran for myself for a mod that disables the snow shader for Skyrim modding here on PS4. Before deleting the footage, I figured I'd make it into a video for you in case it would be helpful. The test consisted of a night and day test for the vanilla snow without the shader, modded snow, and modded snow without the shader. Please keep in mind that the overall lighting in my game will affect the way that the snow looks on all these tests. As well, I have a mod currently active that adds more snow to the roads. So currently this is vanilla snow that you're seeing. It's very noticeable where the mod that adds the snow to the roads and the rest of the snow comes together and doesn't look that good in my opinion, something I don't normally see with the modded snow. You can see there is a lot of like reflection from the light where it is hitting here on the snow on the road. Kind of looks real icy, which is nice, something that does get disabled with the shader off. You'll see in a minute. The snow that is not here on the road over towards the rock and stuff is much darker looking. So this is what the vanilla snow looks like when you disable the shader. So this is the mod Disable Snow Shader OOTB out of the box. This mod was very recently uploaded to PlayStation by Mod Author Cyan49, and I believe it's for both the PS4 and PS5 version, as it does not specify a version. Of course, I cannot test this on the PS5 to confirm that. In any case, you'll see with the snow shader off that the snow is much whiter looking. Now, of course, this is shot at night, but still it's a very noticeable difference. Also, where the modded snow on the road and snow off to the side come together, it's much better blended in now. You really can't see where they come together. It looks far better in my opinion. Now, I wanted to run these tests in an area where I could see like the road, ground, rocks, and then also where light would be hitting it, and you'll notice that the light is not interacting with the snow with the shader off nearly as much as it did before. It doesn't really look too icy and stuff where that candle light is hitting and stuff, but overall I think that the ground snow and where the road covers just looks far superior with the shader off, and I was really surprised by that it was this much of a difference simply by turning off the snow shader. Again, keep in mind the lighting rig will affect the way the snow looks as well though, depending on what you have in your game. Next up, I want to test what difference, if any, there would be with a modded snow. So this is Fluffy Snow 1K PS4. This was ported to PlayStation by Mod Author Cyan49 and does have a PS4 and PS5 version. I wasn't able to test it with some of the more popular snow replacers like Cathedral or Vandenheimer because I don't have the room. This one's much smaller on the download size. So with this one, you can definitely see that it blends in with the road and the snow on the ground very well. You can't tell where they're coming together. The light from the candle is interacting with the snow, and you can kind of see the shine there and stuff. Not as noticeable as it was with the vanilla snow, but still overall. Here is what it looks like if you disable the snow shader with the mod active. And in my personal opinion, unlike with the vanilla snow and the shader disabled where I thought it looked far superior, in the case of this modded snow, I think it's the opposite effect. I don't think with the shader disabled, the modded snow looks nearly as good. It's much duller looking, light does not interact with it well. Of course, again, this is just my personal opinion based off the single area test that I ran, but my guess would be that the snow shader disable is mainly meant to be used with the vanilla snow to improve the look of it, and that snow replacers probably don't really need it, but of course that would all come down to just personal preference and depending on what, if any, snow replacer that you are using. Next up, this is the vanilla snow with the shader active during the daytime. And you might recall that during the night test with the snow shader active on the vanilla snow, I thought where the modded snow on the road and the snow on the ground came together looked horrible and was very noticeable. Here during the daytime, I think they blend in very well together, and it's really hard to notice where they come together unless you're really looking. So time of day could affect the way that it looks as well. And then also the snow is much whiter looking. Again, this could be due to the lighting in game, so individual results will vary. Also, the reflection of where the candlelight is hitting the snow, it looks much more icy looking there, which is something that you lose when you disable the snow shader. As you can see here, where the light in the darker area where it's shaded really does not interact with the snow all that well. It is still a little bit. And then also, less noticeable unless you're really looking for it, there is a sparkle to the snow with the snow shader active, and that is completely gone when the snow shader has been disabled. Otherwise, the overall look of the snow, I would say, still looks about the same, and the brightness of it during the daytime, it was more noticeable for the change during the night test. Here is what it looks like with the snow shader active on the modded snow. Again, this is Fluffy Snow 1K PS4. where in this daytime test with the modded snow and the snow shader active, you'll see that the snow on the road and snow on the ground blend in very well together. It's not really easy to tell where the one ends and the other begins. The overall light, the way it's reflecting on the snow, like the candlelight in the shaded area there, has a kind of icy look to it again. And then also the snow has kind of the sparkle that it does with the vanilla snow with the shader active. Very hard to notice it though, I would say, with this particular snow replacer. Might be easier with different ones than this. But you lose all that if you disable the snow shader, as you can see here, just like we did in the nighttime test, and in my opinion simply does not look as good on this particular snow replacer. Different ones may have different results, but again, in my opinion, I think that the Disable Snow Shader mod works best with simply vanilla snow, and if you don't have a lot of space, it might be a huge improvement to the vanilla snow. I'll probably be using it for a while myself to test that in different areas and see. So, in any case, I hope that sharing these comparisons with you was helpful and let you kind of see what the Disable Snow Shader does. And I should also mention that if you happen to have the mod FOV Changer and more, which is also by Mod Author Cyan49, he actually has a potion that does this included with that you can take that will disable the snow shader. But using this mod, you don't have to disable it then each time you would start a new game. It would just simply be disabled by default. Also, the mod is ESL flagged, and according to just checking, it actually does work, because a lot of the times I'll say that, and then sometimes I've noticed that just checking still picks them up as a plugin. This one it did not pick up, so this one is actually ESL flagged. However, keep in mind that even though it's ESL flagged, that on PlayStation 4 and I'm assuming PS5, at least for the time being, there is a bug in the load order when it's online that if you go over 200 mods, usually causes the load order to crash if you're online, meaning you'll have to be offline in order to change your mods around without crashing. In any case, thank you to Mod Author Cyan49 for the creation of this mod, and thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it helped you out. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.